Many see global conflicts and economic crashes as chaotic accidents, but one controversial narrative claims these are premeditated moves in a much larger, managed system. In Pawns in the Game, former Canadian naval officer William Guy Carr outlines a theory that a covert international group is working to dismantle every sovereign government and religion. Their goal is to replace independent nations with a single totalitarian world government. To follow Carr's logic, we have to look past the headlines of the day and view history as a multi-century chess match, one where humanity functions as the expendable pieces on the board. This specific modern plot allegedly began in Frankfurt, Germany in 1773. Carr describes a meeting where 13 of the world's wealthiest men gathered to pool their global resources. The figure behind this meeting was Amschel Mayer Rothschild, the founder of the European banking dynasty. He proposed a centralized manual for global control, a strategy Carr identifies as the World Revolutionary Movement. The strategy was based on the idea that military conquest is inefficient. Instead, a nation must be dismantled from within by systematically compromising its core institutions. This structural dismantling rests on three pillars: the manipulation of a nation's economy, the compromising of its political elite, and engineering its major geopolitical movements. The first pillar is economic manipulation. The cabal operates on the rule that whoever holds a nation's debt effectively holds its sovereignty. Carr highlights the Battle of Waterloo in 1815 as a case study for this financial takeover. By this time, the five Rothschild brothers had already established banking houses in London, Paris, Frankfurt, Vienna, and Naples, positioning themselves to profit regardless of who won the Napoleonic Wars. In London, Nathan Rothschild used a network of carrier pigeons to receive news of the battle before the government. He then used his agents to spread the lie that the British forces had been defeated. The resulting market panic caused investors to dump their holdings. Rothschild then bought up the plummeting British stocks and securities for a fraction of their value. When the true news of a British victory arrived, the market recovered, and the Rothschild family had secured control over the Bank of England and the British national debt. Once a secretive group owns a nation's debt, that nation's government becomes a puppet, forced to enact policies that serve its creditors. And the second pillar is compromising the elite. Financial leverage requires compliant leaders, which the cabal allegedly secures through targeted blackmail. During World War I, Carr describes the Glass Club in London, a secret honey trap where high-ranking military and political figures were compromised by masked women and various vices. Under the threat of public exposure and financial ruin, these officials were forced into decisions that prolonged the war, serving the cabal's wider agenda. This pressure allegedly led to a government shift. In 1916, Prime Minister H.H. Asquith, who opposed the cabal's plans, was forced to resign and replaced by a coalition government that was more willing to cooperate. Dissidents who couldn't be blackmailed were simply removed. Lord Kitchener, the British Secretary of State for War, was a powerful military figure who threatened the group's agenda for Russia. In 1916, Lord Kitchener's ship, the HMS Hampshire, sank. While official reports blamed a mine, Carr claims it was deliberate sabotage. Through honey traps, blackmail, and targeted removal, the group ensures that a nation's leadership serves the conspiracy rather than the people. And the third pillar is geopolitical engineering. With money and politicians secured, the group can manufacture massive political movements to achieve long-term goals. Carr asserts that political Zionism was used as a convenient peg for this engineering. While the cabal worked to secure Palestine from Britain, they were simultaneously alleged to be funding the Bolsheviks in Russia through figures like Jacob Schiff of the Kuhn-Loeb banking house. The 1917 Balfour Declaration, which promised a Jewish state in Palestine, was allegedly the result of this pressure, trading American entry into the war for British cooperation in the Middle East. The text claims a hidden economic motive drove this maneuver. The group was secretly aware of vast, unexploited wealth in the region. The target was Badent Sea, which Carr estimated contained $5 trillion worth of mineral deposits. This suggests that major geopolitical declarations are rarely about human rights. They are often masks for resource capture and strategic positioning. By funding and influencing both sides of a conflict, whether it's the British cabinet and the Russian Bolsheviks, or the Allied and Axis powers, the group ensures that no matter the outcome, the sovereign nations involved are deeper in debt. The goal of this double-sided funding is exhaustion. By forcing nations to fight until they are physically and economically broken, the group leaves them desperate for a global authority to restore order. Those who tried to expose this endgame before World War II were systematically silenced. In Britain, prominent figures like Captain Ramsay were imprisoned without trial under Regulation 18B, an emergency act used to suppress anti-war dissent. Carr's work serves as a foundational text for modern conspiracy theories. It warns that until humanity recognizes the hands moving the pieces, we will remain nothing more than pawns in their game.